I was raised in a Christian home in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour outside of Pittsburgh. Can't recall ever not going to church. My parents were very involved in the church. My mother was a Sunday school teacher. My dad was a superintendent of Sunday school. My grandfather was probably the one role model in my life that just was the person that I looked to as the most Christ-centered person I could be around. So I was very close with my grandfather. He was an avid sportsman, playing golf, playing baseball, football, basketball, that kind of stuff. So I just pretty much grew up hanging out with my grandfather a lot. Probably one of the biggest turning points of my life was when I turned 18, my grandfather died on my birthday. So that was very difficult. It was one of those times in my life where I just was very angry at God and didn't understand why my grandfather had to die on my birthday. And why not pick a different day? But you're turning 18. 18 is supposed to be, a pretty significant birthday, and my grandpa died, so that wasn't very fun. But through that's actually how I met Vicki. And we knew each other for years growing up. We grew up in the same church. We were always friends, but something was different when my grandfather died, and she was the only person I would talk to about it. I look at it and say, hey, that's, God used my grandfather's death to bring Vicki into my life full force. The past 3 years have been time in our lives where we've probably been stretched the most emotionally. And it's also been a time when God has proven himself to be the most faithful to us. We've had a lot of illnesses in our family over the past 3 years. Started about 3 years ago with my dad. He went in for a routine surgery, or what we thought was going to be a routine surgery, and ended up with a severe infection that overtook his whole body, and ended up spending 8 months in the trauma center in a hospital in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And then he passed away. 15 days before our youngest daughter, Sydney, was born. I watched my mom drive an hour down to Pittsburgh every single morning, and an hour back home every single night, so that she could sit in a trauma waiting room to see my dad 30 minutes twice a day. So that's, to me, that's faithfulness. That's and she prayed with people while she was there. She ministered to people while she was there. She shared her testimony. She still, 3 years later after my dad has passed away, she still was in contact with numerous people from the hospital that she met there. Even though it wasn't anything that we wanted to happen, obviously, God used it for his glory. Since then, my oldest sister has had thyroid cancer. My other sister has had ovarian cancer. My father-in-law has had skin cancer, and my mother-in-law has had 2 separate mastectomies for breast cancer. So it's been a pretty trying 3 years on us, and most recently, about 6 months ago, I was diagnosed with aplastic anemia, which is a life-threatening blood disease. I want to talk about turning your world upside down in a matter of a couple of weeks. Is it what I would choose for myself? Absolutely not. I can't fix it. There is no cure for what I have. I mean, it's only going to be through God's providential, intervening into this that I am cured of this, or ultimately, who knows what He's going to do with it.